the ways in which local government is funded is from the national system, correct?
Yes.
And so mayors, city councils have to be reliant upon the centralized local governance ministry, correct?
Yes.
What are the challenges that creates for working towards local needs being checked through a national level?
It's a big challenge. It's a really huge challenge for the mayors. I mean, I feel sorry for them because I'm also for the autonomy of mayors and chairpersons. But you know, it's a problem living in a developing country, because the council will always fail to raise funds if they were to be autonomous. In my view, right now they can't even collect the rates.
Local tax.
Local tax, they can't. They are failing. So I'm just wondering if government can tell them, okay, guys, you are on your own, do your own. I think they will fail. They will fail to pay salaries. They will fail in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that does not mean that we should not assist them to become autonomous. I think they should be assisted, because government can still allocate money to them. Mm-hmm. And say, I did a study when I was doing my PhD. I was looking at the information infrastructure for public policy making in Botswana. Part of the problem that I realized was that most of the employees of these councils are not up to scratch in terms of education when you put them in line with the central government ones. And their salaries were very low. This, I think, brings a low morale and a lot of other issues. But I was also aware that government once did a study that recommended that the councils must be autonomous. I think really that's where we should start moving, trying to ensure that it's particularly, I understand in villages maybe, yes, there's still lots of poverty, and maybe we still need the money from the central coffers. But I think in cities and stuff like that, perhaps that's where we should start.
Right. Well, in a major city like Gaborone, you know, with a fairly professional representation,
yes.
I spoke with people. I tried to go to interview the mayor, Mayor Lasol, and she wasn't able to speak with me because I lacked proper authorizations from the national government.
You know, that's sad, because she couldn't speak to you because she needed permission.
I didn't have the permit, correct?
For the research permit.
Yes. Yes. So,
pity. That's the thing. You know what? Again, this thing of not making mayors independent and has ensured that those who now become council chairpersons and mayors are also, they don't understand what they are talking about, whether they are going or coming out, because most of them are they have not really understood the policy making in this country. If the mayor is made independent, anyone, even some of the guys who are now in parliament, would want to be mayors of the Gaborone city. I would want to be a mayor if it's independent. I'll go there and campaign and be
we would think you had the ability.
The fact that it's still subdued under government, people are not interested in the post. So in the end, it's taken by people, councillors who don't understand really the government machinery.
It would seem as though that independence would allow the mayor or the candidate or whatever, in whatever capacity, to be able to go out and to enact the type of policies that might work the best on a local level. But I also, though, am curious about the thinking behind the policy, and if it, as you allude to, is to help villages that maybe lack the human capital in those leadership positions to be able to effectively steward their resources. Am I reading that correctly? Was that the thinking behind?
No, that's true.
You touched on the HIV/AIDS epidemic.
Yes.
The rate, infection rate here is around 24%. One of the highest in Africa.
Too much.
What can you point to in terms of policies that have been enacted to try to work towards reducing infection rates across the country from a governmental perspective?
You know, HIV/AIDS it's been a real problem. We went through awareness, we went through abstinence. All these things don't seem to work. Because in the beginning we were talking about abstaining, but people just don't abstain. We talked about then awareness to make people aware. I think in terms of awareness we have managed, but the changing the behavioral change is still a problem. Yeah, it's still a problem. You still find young people becoming pregnant without having followed the right procedures. It's a problem. I don't know what we can do really. Me, in terms of AIDS, I've raised my hands. I don't know what we can do. Yes.
Your background is in education?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Are there ways in which educational institutions play a role currently in the fight against HIV/AIDS?
They are trying to do that, but it's just starting to infuse education in the classroom. But maybe we should just make HIV/AIDS a subject, which is compulsory, right from primary school. Yeah, not to try. What they are doing currently, they are trying to infuse it in maths, in English, in geography. But you know, once you do that, you end up having a geography teacher having to infuse AIDS, and they got no clue what they are talking about. They don't know issues of health, etc., etc. So you in the end, you may find that it's not helpful. So you need to train people and take them to go and teach HIV/AIDS as a subject and a compulsory subject. Because otherwise, they will never reduce this infection.
The final questions I have for you focused on management of the diamond resources. Are you satisfied with the current distribution between the De Beers company and the country of Botswana in terms of what the take for the nation is?
Yeah, well, with us we are satisfied.
Do you have an idea about where that breakdown falls? Is it a moving number, or is it one that's agreed upon with all people and the public?
Well, no, it's been a government issue. The division of diamonds sharing has never been a public issue. It's always been dealt with by government at the government level. We didn't want to. Our policy was that we should not take it to the public because we can politicize all these things. Our cash cow, and
sure.
We end up having problems. But so far that has worked very well. But now I hear that the opposition now is beginning to talk about it, to take it to the open and say that it's not a fair distribution. What I've told, the BS takes 50, isn't it? And we take 50 from the proceeds here. But also, the BS is a shareholder in our company, Botswana. And I think it owns 15%, and we are at that level. But we are also a shareholder in the BS worldwide, right? Where we also even
the relationship's integrated.
Yes. So for me, I think it's okay. We are benefiting. Look, diamond is not an easy resource to deal with. You need lots of technology and therefore, such as DBS comes handy. We can't just tell DBS, go away, we'll do our diamonds and sell it to India and China and forget about you. I think we still need them. We still must work with them. But of course, continue to negotiate. Because what is important is to sit down, negotiate and agree on the relationship.
Excellent.
Moving forward.
Mr. Serema, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
All right.